Hey, this is Aurora, folks, from the Nocturnal, and we are coming to you from the MoMA in New York City for the premiere of Beas. Let's get right into the action. We're here with Idris Elba. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm very good. I'm very excited to open our movie. It's really good.
The trailer looked amazing. Like, it's already racking up so many comments on all the social media, so I know people are really excited to see it. And we know that you're really known for diving into your physicality within your roles. Can you tell me what was your favorite and your most harrowing moment on set?
My favorite moment, a lot of the scenes in the car with the kids, like with me and the two actors that are playing my daughters, Ayana and Leah. We did a lot of improvisation. There was a lot of singing and dancing and rapping, and we loved that. I love doing that. When we were training for the actual lion fight, the lion fight, it was like a good 2 weeks of training every single day, all day. And it was a lot of fighting, a lot of, exertion. But it was good, and it was very layered. It was a technical work, and it was a physical work.
Yeah, I can't even imagine all the markings and all of that with the CGI lion, and hopefully no real lions and no crazy things happening on set with that.
This is true, man. This is very true.
Yeah. Now, I have to ask, like, if facing an apex lion wasn't already on the top of your list of fears, is it now? And if it's not, what is?
It wasn't. I love lions. I have a tattoo on my chest that says Lionheart right here. I love lions. So, I never really feared them, and not even in this movie. But if I had to face something, I was saying earlier that if I faced anything, it's racism. I hate racism so hard, so I'd be like, come on, let's go. Let's have that fight.
Absolutely. I love that. And ultimately, what made you say yes to this project? I know you love lions, so maybe that was a part of it as well. But
I feel like I said yes to this project because at the heart of it is an African-American story. It's culturally true. It's about, loss and mourning. My daughters have lost their mother, I lost my wife, and it's about that. But it's also about the fight to survive. And, culturally, we're a proud people. We're not going to go down without a fight. And so I wanted to make that into one big capsule, and this is it. It's a thriller, but there's also, lots of symbols about our culture.
Love that. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the night. Thank you. So I know that this film is already getting a lot of buzz. I actually read a comment that someone said it's giving them Cujo versus the Lion King type vibes. How would you describe it yourself?
You know what? I like Cujo. I like Lion King. I think a little Jaws in there too, right? It is in that great tradition of survival thrillers, man versus beast. You see that, and you know it's going to be an edge-of-your-seat thrill ride. The movie doesn't disappoint. Idris elevates it. He's always at the top of his game. But he's got his hands full with this one, I'm not going to lie, because this lion is at the top of his game, too.
I saw he punched a lion in the trailer, so it's a lot going on.
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't know what he's thinking. Who punches the lion?
He does, apparently. But I know we really haven't seen this, man versus wild concept, especially featuring, a black lead in such a long time. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, make no mistake. I love the fact that our lead happens to be a black man who happens to have two daughters, right? So you got a black father, two black daughters. It's a black family in peril. And the movie is for everybody. But I love that imagery that we can see folks of color be in the lead role, right? And not be the supporting character in a movie like this, but be in the lead. And they're a family in peril. And it gets rough, and it gets ugly. And everybody might not survive. I'm just saying.
Oh, boy. Spoilers. Uh-oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just one last question.
Yeah.
You said that whenever you get a new project, you like to attack it as if it's your first project, which I really, really love. How did you really bring that drive and that kind of drive into this film with producing?
Yeah, we needed to attack this film because it was challenging because we were shooting deep in the bush out in South Africa. That's a challenge. We weren't in a major city. So you don't have the same amenities and resources that you might normally have. And it was part of our plan to embrace the organic, authentic environment, the beautiful continent of Africa. It wasn't always easy because now you're in the animals territory. You're in the territory of actual real lions and rhinos and elephants and cheetahs. All that was out there. But we shot a movie that feels, when you see it, you can tell that it's not a green screen movie. We weren't shooting on a stage. We got out there for real.
Got down and dirty.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you. Talk to us about the film. You were talking about Leah just now. What was it like working with her on set?
She was just the most delightful energy. She's super quick-witted. She was always going on with comments and little jokes. She was making up rap songs. She was dragging us into like TikTok videos.
I love it.
She was always keeping us on our toes. And these two, her and Ayana, really started behaving like sisters. Like even sometimes bickering at each other. Don't let me, but in a good way, like in a sisterly way. Like they really did. They really did. It was amazing because we spent so many hours together. They'd be like, "Can you not do that?" And she's like, "Why? What's wrong?" Like, "I'm chewing gum." I was like, "No, the way you chew is like annoying me." It's like, "Really? The way I'm chewing is annoying you?" And I'd be like, "Guys, girls, come on."
Like, break it up.
It was amazing. Yeah, it was really special family dynamic that we all had. That's actually the coolest part about tonight for me, honestly, is just to see them again. Like after a year, I really missed this group.
That's amazing. I know it took just like 10 weeks to shoot everything. So the fact that you guys are able to form that like family dynamic in that time is amazing. It's beautiful.
Well, because there was such a small cast and we were like in a car most of the time.
Right.
So you're just with each other all the time.
Right, yeah. What was something that was really crazy that happened on set? Were there any moments that were like really intense? I mean, you were shooting in like a really natural type of environment. There was no CGI background. So what about
We were
that?
in a real place. I mean, nothing actually while we were shooting, but like one day I'm walking to set and literally the guy suddenly last minute, he's like, "Oh, be careful of the worm slang," which is a neurotoxic snake, like one of the most venomous snakes in the world. And they just put like a piece of, like tape, like gaffer tape, there to like orange tape, like, and I'm like, "Whoa, guys, that was like closer than I thought." There's two like mating pairs or something like sitting in the tree. I'm like, okay, so we're walking, and then we walked. And then the other was I got charged down by a black rhino while I was riding a mountain bike.
You're kidding.
No.
Oh my God.
I was riding a bike by myself on this private nature reserve called Baobab Private Nature Reserve.
Yeah.
And literally, like, when it got to within its field of view, like 3 meters from me, then it saw what I was and decided it wasn't going to hit me, and then just turned at the last minute around me. It was crazy. It was the most crazy experience of my life.
That's insane, but I bet it added to the film for you and kind of really helped you feel immersed.
Yeah. I was sort of trying to really feel the nature and everything, and then I was like, okay, that's a bit far now for me,
Too much, let's be real. What do you want people to take away from this film, and like really what do you want them to kind of like resonate with coming out of the film experience?
I just hope that it's a really immersive, fun, exciting experience in the cinema again, because it's great that we get to be released in theaters. It's a big scale vista and landscape, which is really like a major character in the movie. It's my home country, it's my hometown. It's a lot of stuff that was very personal to me, this one. In terms of Africa, it was great to be able to like sort of host Idris there and Will Packer and have, these like high level American guys come in, and a lot of South African crew that I know that did amazingly well on the movie. So it's a personal one for me. I hope people enjoy it.
I love that. So you're kind of like almost like a tour guide down there, huh?
Yeah, in a way. I mean, it's kind of my role in the film and also in real life. So that was cool. I really was. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations again. How you two feeling tonight?
Great.
Good.
Yeah.
5 years in the making.
5
Here
years.
we are.
Amazing. And can you talk to me about what that process was like, even just traveling to South Africa to get this done?
Yeah, it started really with a text message that I sent to Will Packer, and I said, I have an idea for a movie. It's Jaws with a Lion, and Ryan Engel has to write the script. He said, great, win him over.
Yeah.
We had dinner.
She pitched it to me, and I said, I know exactly how to do that. Let's go. Let's go.
And it was, it's a process because it's still a business, but then you get to South Africa and you're on location in this country that's working so hard to preserve these animals. And that really was what Ryan and I wanted to do with this story, was show people how beautiful the landscape is and how hard they work to preserve the animals, and what a problem poaching is. And obviously for entertainment purposes, you take it a little far, but South Africa was very good to us, and I hope that we made them proud.
Well, we're really excited to see it. What kind of natural elements did you feel like you pulled from to really bring the idea of the movie to life? Like, what natural elements from Africa did you pull from?
Well, so because it's a contained thriller, it takes place mostly in one location.
Right.
We had to pull out all the stops in terms of finding the elements to make the thriller components work, right? So it's set around a watering hole. There's other animals other than the lion. There's the weather. There's the heat. There's all of these things going on, and you use those to create tension and to create thrills for the audience. Yeah.
So from what I've heard, this was shot in just 10 weeks deep in the bush of South Africa. Can you talk to me about what type of elements you pulled from to really kind of bring this movie to life?
Well, I wanted to make it as authentic as possible, so I wanted to go deep into the bush, So we went all the way to the border of Mozambique and the border of Namibia, and so to give people the full kind of African experience. And also because we needed to create a lion, and so I wanted to create a baseline that's realistic. And then the whole challenge of creating a lion that people believe in.
Yeah.
And it sounds like, people are getting pretty scared.
It looks terrifying, and I'm sure you want to make it really immersive for the audience. So from the trailer alone, I felt that. So you did a great job. And I also read that you kind of shot from this like POV technique.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me about what your idea was for bringing that in and like behind it?
Well, I'm staying in, by staying in the shots for long, it needs to move at the same time.
Right.
You are stuck with the family, so you feel like you're one of them. You're there with them. You're stuck in the car, you're stuck everywhere, and the lion is coming at you. You're not cutting to it. We don't have POV of God every time.
Right.
We have the POV of the family, and now you get to get the experience, the visceral experience with the family. That's the idea of it.
Well, I love that because you really feel like you're in the car with them. You're getting that intensity from the lion, or the CGI lion rather. But I actually did hear, I got to talk about it. So I did hear that a lion got loose for temporarily on set. Can you talk to us a little bit about that, what your thought was when that happened?
Well, it wasn't on set actually. It was off. It was transporting the lion.
Oh, got it.
So I don't know exactly. There was some breakdown of the how they were transporting it, but I think it was safely captured and.
Well, that's good. We don't want one running around on set. That's a different movie. That's a different thing altogether. Well, ultimately, how do you want this to resonate with audiences? Like, what do you want them to take away from the film?
I love people to, it's a family story. At the same time, it's a visceral man versus beast. But it's, a man protecting his daughters, but also working with the daughters because the daughters step in and help the father, dealing with the lion. It's also a metaphor for challenges that people meet with their children, with their families. The beast, for me, represents the biggest challenge, which is to keep your family together at all costs, fight for your children, whether it's metaphorically or physically, and that's what I want people to take away. There's nothing I wouldn't do for my children.
Love that. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing it. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the evening.